Hi everyone, today I'm going to show you how to install Windows 10 on your Raspberry Pi using Windows on Raspberry. So to install this operating system on your Raspberry Pi, the first thing that you want to do is head over to the downloads page of the Windows on Raspberry website. This will be linked in the description. What you want to do is download the Windows on Raspberry imager, and you also want to download a Windows 10 image. So I'm going to use this website right here, and what you want to do, I'm going to use Insider version, and I'm going to use this build, and for language I'll do English, and I'm going to do Windows 10 Professional and download ISO compiler in one click. So that's the one that you want to use, and you click on the first one, the creating ISO, not the multi. And I'm going to just save this to my desktop right here. Now I can close this window, and so I have these saved to my desktop with these files, and I also have the creating ISO. So I'm going to run the creating ISO. More info, run anyway, just a security prompt there. You will get a UIC prompt, and you just click yes. And so these will just go like this for a little while for sure. And so we will come back when it's done. Okay, so this is completed, and we have our ISO image of Windows right here. And so we have this, which is the Windows on Raspberry imager. So we want to run this. You just do yes there. We can close that folder. And now this is open, so we have to have our SD card in for this. So you select your language, then you click next. You select a drive. So I'm going to install this on a micro SD card. You select the Pi model. Click next, and you select your image. So we can just drag and drop these right here. And this says Windows 10 Pro. So we click next. For drivers, we use the latest package available on the server. Click next. Same thing with UEFI firmware. Click next. Now this is our configuration, so if we wanted to change our boot options, we can do that. And we can just leave these at the defaults, but I'm going to overclock these. So we just have to go right here, and I'm going to do over voltage equals 8. ARM frequency equals 2000. ARM frequency min equals 1000. We can do next, and we can do install. And now these will install, and then we can remove the micro SD card from our computer and put it in our Pi. Make sure you have your bootloader updated to the latest version. See my video in the card for info about that. Alright, so I have my Pi all set up here. I have the micro SD card put in, and I'm going to plug in the Pi. Okay, so when you plug in the Pi, you want to watch for a Raspberry logo. So it will go like this, and when you see the big Raspberry logo, you press escape on your keyboard. Okay, so this is basically like UEFI settings. It's like going into the BIOS on a regular computer. So what you want to do is you want to go to Device Manager and Raspberry Pi Configuration, and you want to go Advanced Configuration and toggle this setting to disabled. Now F10 to save, press Y to confirm, escape, exit, and again, and again. Now you want to go to Boot Manager, and I have these on the micro SD card, so I'm going to select these here. So our configuration has changed, so we want to reset to apply now, so we press enter to reset. So I guess that means that we can't boot straight up, so we're going to have to go back in and do the Boot Manager. Okay, so go to escape and go boot manager and do SC. So you might need to do this when you are booting up your Pi. You go to the boot manager and select SD or SSD, whatever you have. So the reason for this is it tries to boot from network and such, and there may be a setting you can change for that, but that is how it is at the moment. So we are just going to let these do its thing, and we should come to a Windows screen soon. So we will see what happens here. So hopefully, if everything goes good, you will arrive at this screen, and this is the Windows setup screen. So we will go through the steps right here to set up Windows. So you will need to use this build with Ethernet. So I'm going to get my cable plugged in. Click Next. Now we have to accept. Now you can add an account, or if you have a Windows Insider build, there's an option for an offline account, or it will give you an offline account if you click I do not have internet before you plug in your Ethernet cable. So I'm going to do limited experience, and of course you can use this with a Microsoft account, but I just want to use a local account. Okay, so you put in your name here and click Next and create a password. Now you have to do security questions. Okay, so here we have the Windows desktop. And just as easy as that, we have these running on our Raspberry Pi. So let's check out some things with these. So first of all, let's go to Task Manager. We can go to Performance. And we can see our usages here, so it will have to set up, maybe do a couple Windows updates. It will have to do some things, and then it will be all ready to use. So that was it for the tutorial. And so you can check out my video showcasing some of these if you would like. Link in the card. And so there's some things that aren't working. Ethernet is working, but Wi-Fi is not. So you can use Ethernet if you want internet, but you cannot use Wi-Fi. We don't have proper graphics drivers. There are some things that are not working, but it seems like a pretty good performing operating system and everything like that. So until next time, we will see you next time, and subscribe and like if you enjoyed the video. We will see you next time, everyone.